everyone, and welcome to Ecamm Network News and Entertainment. My name is Anna Hill.
And I'm Fuljens Henry. Happy Monday, everybody.
Happy Monday. We have an exciting show for you today and a really special guest that you all going to love. He's going to be talking about his setup, how he uses Ecamm, what inspired him, and all of those things. You will be able to ask him questions about his setup, and we also have some great trivia, Fuljens.
Yes, we do. We are looking forward to it all. And in the week of Potfest, right? We were in Potfest week right now.
We are.
Got some activities going on in Orlando, Florida.
I wonder if there's going to be any what is it, FOMO photos going on from the meetup?
FOMO photos, right? from the studio, FOMO photos from Disney. The Disney meetup. It's gonna be a lot of FOMO going on this week.
That's gonna be great. And for those of you who are here, the trivia, just pay attention to what's happening around Ecamm so that you have great chances of answering correctly.
Definitely.
Yes?
Definitely.
All right. Do you want to say hello to the fam, or do we want to go straight into
let's say hello real quick. Because we have Andy Lehman doing dishes.
Hello.
Watching in and doing the dishes.
Thank you for, you're welcome for keeping you company. Dishes are cleaner with ENN.
That's it. Matt and the puppies are here. Let's go.
Matt.
Saeed from Frosty, Germany.
Oh, wow. Frosty, Germany. Yeah. Hello, Saeed. At 1 o'clock in the morning, too. Let's go.
Joel, hello. Very good to see you here.
Joel.
Thank you so much. Listen, Andy is moderating and washing dishes at the same time.
How could Andy? Those are skills. Skills, my guy.
Andy got skills. Mr. Moderator, hello. And we have DJ Right on Beat in the building.
Oh, what's up, fam?
And Saeed, be careful. Be careful what you say.
I don't understand that.
The rig trivia. So I think until Saeed wins one of the trivias again, it won't be so rigged anymore.
What is the 400 for?
I'll take this category for 400, Alex. So yeah,
got it.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'm with it. Okay, it's Monday. I'm with it.
There you go. Yeah, no, Andy, you are on the roll. You're on the roll, my friend. You're on the roll. Good stuff. All right, awesome.
Yes. All right, fam. So we are going to be introducing our incredible guest, and we're going to go right into an interview with him about his journey through from switching from, you know what? Let's just go into intro, and then we'll talk about that. Fuljens.
Yeah, definitely.
Stevie Richards is a retired professional wrestler, fitness expert, and content creator, best known for his time in WWF, WWE, ECW, and TNA.
And after retiring from full-time wrestling, Stevie transitioned to a career focused on fitness and wellness. He founded Stevie Richards Fitness, a brand dedicated to helping people improve their physical health through workout programs and fitness coaching, with an emphasis on mobility, injury prevention, and functional strength.
And in addition to his fitness work, Richards hosts the Stevie Richards Show, a popular podcast and YouTube series where he discusses wrestling, health, fitness, and personal development. Without further ado, here is Stevie Richards. Welcome, Stevie Richards.
I'll tell you what, you guys and ChatGPT had done a great intro for me. I was trying to write the short bio. I'm like, ChatGPT.
That worked. It worked.
But it's always awesome to hear when we hear our bios read. We're like, ooh, yeah, actually, I did that.
It sounds better being read.
Well, it's funny because I didn't write it. If you know anything about me, I would never consider myself to be a fitness expert. I'm more of an enthusiast because We all have a lot to learn. Just like fitness and technology are one-to-one. Even wrestling, it's always evolving, always changing, and you can learn it. I've always said that about technology, especially if you don't know anything, you can just learn it for 6 months. It's moving so quick.
Mm-hmm.
We have to catch up as well. So it's a very unforgiving, but also forgiving at the same time, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. And
Definitely.
it's like you're saying, like technology, fitness, everything. And we will never know everything about something, right? Because there's always, like you're saying, just always evolving, and especially the field that we're in. But let's see, Fulgence, if we have any comments for Stevie, any hellos from the fam welcoming Stevie. Let's pull it up in the
Oh, hopefully they're
comments for
nice.
him.
Please be nice to me.
Let's get them warm up.
Oh no, Joe Bennett is saying, welcome. Jeremy, hello, good to see you here. And Joel is saying, actually a fan of your work in the Squared Circle. Raw on Netflix right after this. Yes, let's go. Where is it? Saeed says, anyone else picturing Fulgence getting hit with a folding chair right now? Or is it just me?
Only if
my
somebody
God.
pays me. I don't do that for free.
That is amazing. So you all will get chances to ask Stevie those type of questions. But for now, Stevie, let's start with how do you find Ecamm? Talk to us about that moment where you were like, you know what? I gotta do this. I'm gonna go for this, which this means podcasting, getting a YouTube channel, all of that.
Well, it's a long story because my initial Ecamm Live customer base, whatever it was, or customer in the database, was before like any subscriptions. Like I had it a long, long time ago. We're talking like, my goodness, I don't know, but I've never quite utilized it up until this year to somewhat of not even the fullest potential, I would say, but way more potential than I did when I first got the software. And I remember actually Ecamm Live, wasn't it call recorder or something for Skype that I purchased that first, and that was my gateway into Ecamm Live. That's how long I've been doing podcasting, since 2007, and call recorders seem to work very well on the Mac with Skype, and I believe that was the product, if I'm not mistaken,
Mhm.
that they had
Yeah.
way back in the day. I think they even had one for the FaceTime camera on the
Mm-hmm.
older iMacs and everything to clean it up. I think it was called eyeglasses or something.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
My
Yeah.
memory is not what it used to be. I think I got it somewhat right. So
Yeah.
there were years and years where I wouldn't do it. And also that had a lot to do with, and we're going to get into like audio interfaces and other things that work with Ecamm Live and of course cameras. I think I wasn't quite comfortable with either of those, the video or the audio, until that end outside of Ecamm Live was very much simplified. Like I have a Sony A7 IV right now with a 35 1.8 lens, but it's plugged in over USB or USB-C. And then you got the RODECaster Pro, which was one of the most revolutionary devices ever created. This is a radio station, like basically on your desk. So when those things kind of caught up, it made Ecamm Live, much easier to deal with. But the software, I have to say, even since, and we'll get to the RODECaster video, since it's, kind of trying to work the RODECaster video into my workflow, man, the Ecamm Live in 2025 is such a mature piece of software that can be customized in any way possible. And I haven't even really scratched the surface yet on what I could really do with it.
Yeah, thank you for that. So then,
Yeah.
that is incredible. So you were first using call recorder
Mhm.
and eyeglasses,
Yeah.
and then you're like, okay, you know what? I need to expand now because I have all of this equipment. And then you found it. So that's when you started integrating Ecamm in your workflow.
Yeah, it just comes from me being a control freak, and the other co-hosts of the podcast I was on weren't doing what I wanted, so I had to take over, and that's why I started using Ecamm with that. So, and I have to say, like, I don't know, the exact timeline, but I've had it on a Mac, whatever Mac I've had for a very long time, and I just fall in love with the program more and more that I use it. And when you go to something like, say, OBS or things, which by the way is free and that's fine, but
Mm-hmm.
I dabbled in OBS, but it's nothing. And I'm never going to use a Windows machine, so why not just use Ecamm Live? I don't want to torture myself any more than I already do, so I'm going to stick to a Mac.
Right. Yeah, Fuljens, any questions for Stevie before I continue?
No.
And fam, if you have any questions for Stevie about Ecamm or anything else, please feel free to write it in the comments and we will address those as well. So, okay, Stevie, so you say your start date was podcasting, and then, so when did you decide to go into YouTube?
Well, I went into YouTube exactly at the same time that I started podcasting, January 2007. That's when initially it was a tech channel, T4 show, Tech Today, Tech Tomorrow. And I was doing reviews and doing tutorials and all that stuff. And really, as I learned, I would pass it along to the audience. And that didn't quite work out for what it was. And this might be a message to everybody out there, because there were years and years where the T4 show really wasn't gaining any traction. And I still loved doing it, but it wasn't growing, and I wasn't getting like affiliate relationships or anything. That wasn't even a thing back then, to have affiliate partnerships or an affiliate business. But that built the foundation for being a one-man show on the fitness channel, for being a 1 or 2 man show on the Stevie Richards show. If I wasn't out there doing the T4 show stuff and learning as I went along, video editing, website building, working with video, working with audio, and just networking here and there, I wouldn't have the skills I had today. So if there's a message right off the bat for anybody out there, don't give up, because whatever you're doing now is going to probably, more than likely, be a foundation to make whatever you have, where it is your niche, that will make it much easier for you to flourish.
Yeah, that's great advice. Great advice, Stevie. And then you mentioned something about niche. That's right now I've been reading about it, and some people say you shouldn't have a niche or you should have one. What is your opinion about that?
Selfishly, I mean, I love different interests. I love talking about different things. I really do. That's why, the Stevie Richards show has the wrestling, which I'm still passionate about, but I'm passionate about fitness. And I even had a behind the scenes channel in 2024 because I really wanted to still have some sort of tech presence and have a community like you guys have here. But the SEO and the algorithm did not like that. So personally, I feel like everybody should try to learn as much as they can about as many different categories, because how are you going to figure out what you want to do until you figure out what you don't want to do? So it's very weird. But when you factor in search engine optimization and the algorithm of YouTube, they kind of want you to stay in one lane. And that's at least what I've experienced. That's why I separated the channels.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Fuljens, what do you think about that? And fam, what do you think about that? Niche or no niche? Let's see. So Fuljens, what do you think about niche or no niche?
I still say niche, because you're focusing on content that you're aware of. And in regards to CV splitting the content across channels, well, you're Stevie Richards. so even if you did,
What's that? I don't even know what that means, man. What are you
even if you didn't split it, but
Stevie Richards, like you said that like I'm supposed to be special. I could do one under my real name too, and then the SEO will be like, "Oh,
Right.
this is a totally different person."
Right.
That's true. Oh wow. So
Yeah.
I mean, Fuljens, when he heard that it was you, he was like, "Oh my gosh, it's Stevie." I'm like,
Right.
okay, I have to
It
learn
was
about-
so interesting too, because Katie said, "Oh, this is Stevie Richards," and then until I actually looked, I was like, "Oh, the Stevie Richards." So I was like, it took a while to register there.
You would like you're a wrestling fan, obviously. Thank you for being a fan.
Absolutely.
But some people will say, like, if I'm out there and I do get recognized from time to time, I mean, how many 53-year-olds are walking around with a ponytail? So, it's not that hard. But at the same time, like when someone goes, "Are you Stevie Richards?" And I go, "Yes." And I usually stick my hand out, ask them what their name is, and try to talk in a regular conversation. And they're like, "No way, you're lying. You're making pretend you're him." And I'm like, "Dude, if I was going to make pretend I was anybody, it would be like Brad Pitt or something." It wouldn't be Stevie Richards. No one's going to lie about being a supposed like person that people know.
Exactly.
So let me see. I heard you correctly, Stevie, when you were mentioning that at first when you started your YouTube channel, there was not a lot of views, and you had to, and you are Stevie Richards, right? Just like Fuljens mentioned, and it still wasn't the views that you wanted to get, right? How what advice do you have, right, for people who are trying to do it and they get discouraged when they see the views? You alluded to it a little bit, but let's explore that a little bit more for those who might want to continue or are on the fence of like, should I stay with my YouTube channel or not?
Well, I think the number one thing would be if you enjoy doing it, just do it because you enjoy doing it. If you enjoy creating and having an outlet and you have fulfillment, plus the fact if you give up, there's a 0% chance that you're going to be successful. If you stick with it and you try to pivot, there might be points where you need to pivot. That always happens. I've done multiple pivots. I'm sure you guys, everybody who has any kind of content creation journey has pivoted. But the first iteration of T4 Show was actually under my real name because I wanted to see if I could build a new audience outside of wrestling. So it was under my real name, Michael Manna. But then when I started Stevie Richards Fitness, I leaned into the brand because there was multiple years and decades of a story that had to do with physical fitness, injury, recovery, things like that. So it served its purpose better. That's, of course, if you said, well, Michael Manna, but I'm Stevie Richards, it would be confusing. But with the fitness brand and even especially the Stevie Richards Show, the name kind of links up to that. But I will say this about the fitness channel. I've been very blessed to have the show, the wrestling show has exploded since June. We started in June. We're up to well over 81,000 subscribers, lots of views, watch time, very, very blessed. The fitness channel, 92,000 subscribers and a little bit more than that. The views aren't quite there, but the audience is very loyal. So if I can kind of encapsulate this and finish the thought, you have to look at, do you have a loyal audience? If you have a loyal audience of 20, 50, 100, 500 and 1,000 is awesome. To have a loyal audience of 500 or 1,000 people that are always going to watch, interact, support you, use your Amazon link, buy me a coffee. If you have an affiliate, business going with brands that they support you through purchasing with those links, you can find that the views actually, while you might not be excited about it, there might be other conversions in your channel that would mean even more. My fitness business converts a lot of sales, and people who do watch actually do convert and buy. It might not be the views my ego wants to see, but the conversions are what, my cats who eat a lot of food need me to, they need some sales.
That is a great point.
True.
That is a great point. I guess it's all about the conversion. What conversion do you want to see?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
But a lot of people just want to see the views, unfortunately, the metrics, and those views can get to people.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I think if I could finish my thought on this, my friend Big Mike Barons, he's great with SEO. He's great with kind of breaking things down on a marketing perspective. And he explained it to me because I was very frustrated that you put out content, you help people, you have the mission statement, but technically your search for your channel, the fitness channel, is not even based on you. It's based on the products you're reviewing. It's based on the brands. It's based on those things. So technically, you are getting quality views because these are people that are searching directly for, say, a Force USA C10 sliding bench all-in-one trainer or tonal or anything like that. That's where it goes. Now, if you're a personality with a show, like much like this show here, you obviously want as many people to watch, interact, comment, subscribe, because it's more of a news entertainment show. And but unless you have a business you want to convert, but those tend to be audience based, and that's the metric people look at.
Mm-hmm.
Am I off base with that?
No.
That's right on point.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So that's it. So let's see what the fam is saying. Let's see what comments they have. I see
Please
some
be
niche
nice. Please be
keywords.
No, well, people are mostly on board with choosing a niche. So Matt is saying niche for me. And Said Will says my channel is a mix of niches. Joel Bennett says I think the human experience is varied, so do what you like, but splitting channels is wise. I can't imagine mixing my tacos and financial channels generally or for optimization. Very true. Very true. Totally agree. Saeed says rather than a niche, you could have a signature, the one thing you want to be associated with first. This way, people will smell what The Rock is cooking. You know, it won't be a ENN with wrestling references without, like we have to. You got to have some wrestling references here. Such a good side says Andy, David. Hello, very good to see you here. And GAIPS, love the behind the scenes equipment tour, Stevie.
Yeah, and that's a great segue because Stevie has a case study that's coming out soon where he shows behind the scenes how he gets Ecamm set up and also his equipment. And then he has something about it. He said, what was that, Stevie, that you mentioned about the case study in your studio?
Yeah, as soon as I hit upload and I sent the link to Katie, I said, "Oh, I'm changing it all around now." So as soon as the video was done, I love doing this thing. It's almost, it can be frustrating, but it's almost zen-like when you get in the rhythm, you're looking, you plan it out and you draw it and you blueprint it and you do everything and you lay it out and then you put it there and you're like, okay, well, I can make this is years and decades in the making. You guys as content creators, anybody in the chat or watching, that's the beautiful part. That's a lot like working out. It's the journey. It can be frustrating, but it's cool to discover. We all want that convergence. We all want the least amount of clicks, the least amount of steps. And then we sit there and we go, yeah, but now I want to learn DaVinci Resolve and make things hard on myself. No, I'm going back to Final Cut now. It's too hard. That's the dance I do.
Your studio looks great. What would you like to do to it now? When you say you're going to change it, what would you do?
Well, I was going to swap out the acoustic paneling for like authentic acoustic paneling. I was going to move this over. We have a smart board here and we have a smart board off camera. But if you ever seen the Adam Carolla show, they have the wood slats kind of like bookending the acoustic panels with the TV in the middle. So I could switch this podcast table. Come on, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. I think I have an idea at 2 a.m. and I think I'm going to make it happen. Your wife and your husband or your significant other goes, go back to sleep. You need to go back to sleep. It's driving me insane. So, yeah, but it's beautiful. I said it during the Ecamm Live thing and a lot of behind the scenes tours that it really is in 2025. There's never been a better, more fulfilling, more fun, and actually easy way to create anything, whether it's video and audio, just audio, some other stuff, whether you're making tacos or financial stuff or whatever you want to do, you have freedom to do all that stuff. It's just an amazing time to be alive in the world of technology.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, oh my gosh, for sure.
Definitely.
So, let's talk about your first mic. What was your first mic?
Oh God, this is a rabbit hole because I've had 2 vocal cord implants in my throat. And this is still not the voice I'm used to decades later. And my quest to find the perfect microphone has not ended. My first microphone ever was actually the Rode. I'm trying to think. It was the first white USB Rode mic. I think it was called the Podcaster. Way back. The one that looked like...
The fan would tell us. If you know the name of that, please write it in the comments. Okay, it was white.
Yeah, it was the Rode Podcaster USB mic. I believe it was because it was the first one that actually had the headphone jack so you could monitor it as you were doing it. And that was a big deal way back then in 2008, 2009, that you did not have microphones where you could monitor low latency or no latency on the microphone. And with this, it's very important for me to be able to hear my voice, or else I will strain it and I'll run out anyway. By the end of this, it's going to get raspier anyway, so get ready. But I will say this, more than anything, the brand that I've used more than anything has been Rode. That's been one of my favorite. I have 3 or 4 brands, including Ecamm Live, but the Rode brand, just like Ecamm, the updates, the products, the feedback from the consumers, from the clients, from the customers has been right up there with the other brands that I support.
Yeah, yeah. This is great. So, Fulgens, any question from the comments before we go?
Yeah, we had a
Before we continue.
few
I
comments
want to
coming
say real
in.
quick that you have a Louis, you have a LCT 440 Pure, I believe, or
Yes, I
240.
do.
You have the SM7B with the other, yeah. And I sound absolutely terrible on both of those
You
microphones.
do.
Really?
So,
Really?
I think
wait,
I do.
Huh.
which one are you thinking about upgrading to now? Because you're still searching for the perfect mic.
I think the Rode, I got the Rode Pod Mic USB, and it just, the newer one that's comboed
Yeah.
between the XLR and the USB. It's been great with the RODECaster Pro. I'm very much a noob when it comes to EQing audio, and I'm trying to learn to with the limiter, compressor, and all that stuff to get that sweet spot, especially on YouTube where you got to have 19 minus 14 LUFS and -1 dB. Those are the things I'm trying to dial in to massage the audio. But I am my co-host James on the Stevie Richards show uses that Shure MV7, and that
Yeah.
sounds great on him. So I've always wanted to try that.
Yeah.
Katie,
Yeah.
everyone, I know you work with Shure. I told her. Yeah.
Yeah. So, any other questions? Actually, Fulgens, yeah, you said there were some questions.
Comments coming in. Marianne is saying hello. Hello, Marianne. Good to see you here. Tatiana is saying, I would rather much a smaller, more engaged audience than a larger, less engaged one. Yes. And Jeremy is also agreeing to build a channel for each niche. And Magenta, hello. As someone who watched Stevie's fitness channel for years, I always love the quality of videos you put up.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Joel is asking, Stevie, this segment is not going to help our gas, is it? It's not. There's more to come. Gas, gear acquisition syndrome.
Oh, yeah, I refuse to. That's not a bad disease to have. That's one of the best. That's all it is. It's the law of expansion. It's a garage gym, home gym, a studio, the law of expansion, and then the law of contraction, and then we do it all over again. So,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, it's fun. It can be expensive, but that's why you try to start your own channel and reach out to brands to see if you can get review products, right?
Definitely. Definitely.
And then you're gonna show your analytics and all of that. So, oh my gosh.
Spatcha, hello. The journey takes us to new discoveries. Yes. Nick Gamer, hello. Good to see you back. And
Hello,
let's see
Nick.
here. Yeah, and Tatiana was saying that your voice is awesome. And
thank you.
yeah. What does Stevie think is a great minimalistic or travel setup? Is asking Joel.
Oh, wow. You know what I would say? Yeah, I probably would say that a minimalist travel setup. Now, it depends. Obviously, you can use your iPhone. And I think a really great piece of audio that I've been using a lot has been the Hollyland Lark M2. And I know they just came out with the M2S. To be able to plug that into the iPhone 15 Pro, or even if you have a Lightning connector on an older iPhone, they come with both things, and they come with 2 lav mics that you can actually built-in noise cancellation as well. But this is the sleeper part of it. What you hate those, like even with my Rode Wireless Pro, it's got the big Rode symbol, it's got the brand and everything. Hollyland has stickers where you can literally, on mine, because I wear black shirts more than anything, it has a black sticker over it and you can't see it outside of the blue light. So it's really between, if you want to just do a channel where you're talking or whatever, and you already have an iPhone, say a 15 Pro or something like that, and you wanted to have really great quality audio while you're recording those videos, that combination can't be beat, because the Hollyland Lark M2, which might be even cheaper now, was like $139 for two transmitters and the receiver that you could put on your camera, along with the iPhone US or a USB-C adapter receiver and a Lightning receiver. If you wanted to step it up, I have it off camera somewhere. If you really want quality, you want that gimbal-like thing where you don't have to buy one of those Osmo Mobile 6 or anything. If you want to go big or go home, get an Osmo Pocket 3 with the Hollyland, or get the Creator Combo with the DJI mic. You have the internal recording. You can tell I'm a nerd. So so really the camera is the one you got in your pocket, and then the audio. And this is coming from a fitness person, because what do you do when you're not watching a fitness video like P90X or one of mine where I'm taking you through a workout? You're listening for the cues. So audio, just like with this or anything else, I would always say audio is a million times more important than video.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Yep.
I can
All
go
right,
through
so you just
150
gave
more minimalist setups, but we don't have time.
you just gave a whole equipment list there for the portable studio.
Absolutely.
Great.
I
Are
love when
there
people say, like, "My God, you're smart." Man, the bar world, that world for pro wrestlers, I guess.
whether
Oh
we're
man.
thinking that? Because I mean, for the wrestling in DR, it was in the Dominican Republic. It wasn't. I remember liking it because they will get the action, the chairs and things like that. But is it as hard on the brain like when like boxing?
Yeah, there's definitely, and that's a great segue. By the way, I did wrestle in Dominican Republic a few years
Oh,
ago,
wow.
and
Ooh, okay.
yeah, I'm standing there like, oh my God, it's 9:30. The show hasn't even started yet. I literally started the show myself. I went and rang the bell, and I wasn't even the first match, but I went out and wrestled. So I was like, we got to get this over with. This is
True to
my
nature,
bedtime.
yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, that's one of the reasons, and it's great. It's a great question, because one of the reasons why I love working with this stuff, why I love content creation, problem solving, production, and I'm always thinking of different things, is because I have taken a lot of concussions. I've taken a lot of chair shots. I've been knocked out cold. I haven't remembered matches and stuff like that. So for me, this keeps my mind sharp. So where I'm at least not maybe accelerating whatever, God forbid, would come down the road, or I can prevent it by always reading, always trying to improve myself, keeping my mind sharp. And also diet's very important. Other things, not taking a ton of sugar in, because a lot of people are now trying to say like dementia is like technically like type 3 diabetes. So I'm trying to cut all the processed foods and sugars out and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm very aware of that almost every day, not because of me, but because of my family. I don't want to be a burden to them. But there are some things I'd love to forget, embarrassing stuff in wrestling. So maybe it wouldn't be all that bad.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, but they're talking about Jack Veneno, the best Dominican wrestler. That was like do you ever hear of him, Stevie?
I have not heard of him. I mean, I know about the Colognes in Puerto Rico, and I wrestle in Puerto Rico quite a bit. I was only in Dominican Republic for one tour, and I wrestled. For all I know, I wrestled that guy or somebody else on the show. He was very much an older wrestler that was considered to be a legend, and his name escapes me, so I apologize to him and the fans. But they put him in the ring with me because I would not take liberties, and I would take care of him, let him move at his pace, not mine. And for all I know, that's the guy I wrestled.
They have vitamins and his name and everything. I used to take those vitamins too.
Oh, wow. So he had merch and everything, huh?
He did. It was awesome. I loved him. So, Stevie, walk us through your typical pre-production routine. What apps do you use? How do you organize Ecamm? Talk to us about that.
Sure. By the way, that's my favorite part. The shows are fun, but the whole week of meeting with Chris and James and building out shots and trying to figure out different workflows. And Chris is our editor on the show, so we're trying to build assets and little things like that. That's truly enjoyable. And we actually put that up on my Patreon page for exclusive behind the scenes content. Pre-production usually starts with, like right now, we're writing show notes for Wednesday's recording. So the show notes are trying to get organized. I'm gathering footage and assets. And for this week, for example, episode 29, I believe, we are doing a video game episode because I've been in a lot of wrestling games, and we're going to talk about my favorite wrestling games and the ones I think aren't good. And I have a game capture device that I've been testing with Ecamm with a shot. And then you look at it, and obviously when you start doing pre-production, what do? You know what? I need to go into Apple Motion and redesign that background overlay because it's not video game based enough. Let me go back into Apple Motion and try to do the replicating with my video game character or whatever it is. So we build that out, make sure it's there. I use the Stream Deck to switch scenes as I'm recording ISO. So James and I will get on about a half hour before we record, which our Patreon members will, get access to see that. We test the shots, test the audio, and we're going to get into some of the hiccups between the RODECaster Pro and the RODECaster Video with audio. But Ecamm Live, here's what I do, and you guys have probably done this before too. It all works. It all works. It all works. Okay, we got a 3-hour show. I'm going to restart my computer and I'm going to test it all again because you think okay, it's been on for 2 hours. I don't want it to crash. So I'm going to restart everything and go fresh. The Windows user in me has never left to some degree because I know Macs really don't do that. So we prep like that, make sure we do sound test. We'll do actually a test recording, look at the quality, and then we do the show. And then in post-production, if I can skip ahead to that, post-production is check and make sure all the ISO video and audios are there, bring them in the Final Cut. Then what I do is do a little bit of color grading, make sure everything's good, throw all the different things. And I only discovered this like 3 months ago, by the way. I've had Apple Compressor for 10 years. And I didn't know I could throw all the videos at once in there and keep working in Final Cut Pro. So I was doing individual shares on 10 gig files. It was stupid.
But now you know it. I actually learned that the other day by watching a Final Cut Pro video. So it's probably a well-kept secret, I guess.
Was it Final Cut Pro? Because that's where I found
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was Final Cut Pro. So it was when they had the last release, they were talking about that, I guess. I was like, oh, okay, this is great. But all right, so that's your pre-production and post-production workflow, and then you upload. So do you record episodes all at once, or do you have you do it individually?
Well, we do each episode because they're anywhere from 2.5 to 3.5 hours long, and that is something where Ecamm has been incredibly stable compared to OBS. Because even my co-host sometimes OBS will act up or whatever, and you get what you pay for. You can't ask for a refund on OBS. So, but Ecamm, the quality and the stability have really shown. It's really been a bright spot in ours where I can kind of set it and forget it. But of course, like I said off air, I want triple redundancy. So I want to record for places. I'm not messing around. No offense, Ecamm Live and the twins. I'm a twin too, by the way. But no offense to you guys. But I can't take any chances. There is one thing, and this is where the selfish part of me comes out with questions for you. When I do, it's off and on. It's very weird. We record ISO video, which basically for a while, my co-host James, his audio would not bleed through on that. It would just be me talking, and then we'd see, Chris would sync it up in post with our individual video and audio sources. But recently, he's come through off of that. And what I do is I go into Final Cut Pro and I take my ISO, and here's where I'm a nerd once again. I'm already recording a backup on the RODECaster Pro 2. I take my ISO audio file and resync it to my ISO video to eliminate his audio from there. But it was like, there was like 2 months where it worked perfect, and then it just didn't work anymore recently. Does that make sense?
It makes sense to some of the audio guys, including you, Fuljens. So let's see what's going on with that.
I want to say also, we've experienced that too, Anna. The past few, because we do the live, but we also do some pre-recorded videos. We have to record the ENN news flash, and we experience that from time to time. And we end up doing the same thing. We take the isolated audio, and then in post-production, we sync the audio back up. But it's usually the person coming in. So, for example, if I'm recording on my end and Anna joins me into the broadcast, and then I do the recording on my end, it's Anna's audio that's with the audio delay, and I have to kind of sync that up in post production.
Yeah. And you said, Stevie, that you have your mic delayed to 5. Is that what you said? You
I
had it to
believe I
5?
do. Yeah, I think it's on
Yeah.
5 because I saw one of my favorite ones. I have a lot of favorites, and I'll give them credit right now. Take One Tech, Adrian Salisbury, of course.
Yeah.
I always call her Callie Lewis because that's what I remember when I was watching her. But Lori, I
Luria.
watched
Luria. Okay.
live
Yep.
stream pros. But Adrian, or I think it was Adrian and Take One Tech, they have Sony cameras. I have a Sony camera, and they did 5, and that's all that's ever worked. But when I introduced the RODECaster video and daisy chained the RODECaster Pro 2 through that, which looks very easy. That guy Tom Buck as well. I watched him plug it in, daisy chain it, it's ready to go. But when it's an Ecamm, that 5 frame audio delay is now off. And I don't know which number. I tried to play with numbers in both directions, and it just doesn't seem to sync up for me. This wasn't
Okay.
supposed to be a tech support call. Everybody in the chat, I'm just turning into that.
Yeah. No, I mean, who knows, right? Who knows? But it just started happening when you plugged in the RODECaster video.
Correct. Yeah, correct. Now, Rode did solve the issue of like when you're headphone monitoring on the RODECaster video with that daisy chain from the RODECaster Pro 2. There was a delay, but that's been fixed with an update. I only experienced that once. So you could plug the headphones into either or, and you'll be fine. But the actual thing with Ecamm, once again, wanting to record ISO on the RODECaster video, the RODECaster Pro 2, and of course, Ecamm Live with the scenes would be awesome to mix between ISO and the live mix. But that has been just a little hiccup. Like I don't have the RODECaster video right now, and I'm not using it, but I would love to bring that into the production workflow.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's
Italian.
see.
I talk with my hands all the time. Could you tell?
Listen, you and I, let's do it. But is there anyone who has an answer for Stevie or something to try?
Yeah.
Please let us know in the comments.
Yeah, definitely. There was a post in the Ecamm Live community a few days ago, recently, about the same issue. And then Alec, Take One Tech, recommended what Paul is sharing now. There's a delay calculator. So let me pull that up. And this is done. Yeah, there's a delay calculator made by Michael Forrest, the creator of Video Pencil.
Oh, I have Video Pencil. It's a great app. I also have Code. There's a ton of apps that work great with that.
Oh yeah, Video Pencil is amazing. So here it is here.
You said to like, oh, okay, sorry. Fuljens, go ahead.
No, so we have instructions for OBS and instructions for Ecamm Live. And here it is here. So he actually built a delay calculator, and there's a video and instructions here. So the link is in the chat here. And what this does is that it will actually basically calculate exactly what you need to set your Ecamm mic delay to, based on this. If you use this strategy here. So I've yet to use it. I really haven't come across. So I'm like, wow, I need to take care of this. But this seems like a great solution.
Oh, there she came, Pookie.
Wait. Let me come back.
Wanted to know.
She's like, oh, you talking about delays? Mic delay?
Yeah, don't your delay go to bed. You have to go to bed, Daddy. Well, I don't know if there's any Catholics in the audience, but that guy deserves sainthood. Get him in the Vatican right now because he just solved an issue that's been driving me crazy.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
And
here we go. So
Marianne is saying that the delay calculator has been great. I was able to change it by 2 frames. So now it looks like I am link syncing in time. Okay.
All right. Well, here we go. So now we're going to have to try.
Definitely.
Well, there you go, Stevie. You try and see. And then there were a couple of questions there. I believe one of the questions was what camera you were using, Stevie.
Quite a few questions here.
I'm using a Sony A7 IV with the Sony 35 millimeter 1.8 lens. I also have, for when I need more room, I go to the smartboard and stuff because this 35 1.8 sometimes can really, not focus breathe bad like I had a Sigma 16 mil 1.4 that was focus breathing all over the place. But this is good. But I also have a Tamron 28 to 75 2.8 that I use for my fitness videos and stuff. Still a good amount of bokeh in the background if you wanted, but if you just want a plain like high quality image, that's what I use. Right now in this setting, I'm using, if you just want me to give you the setup, the Sony camera in manual mode, white balance of 5600 Kelvin, obviously 1.8. I got it, the aperture turned all the way up. I'm using an Amaron F22C over here that I'm, with the grid and the softbox and everything to give it a little bit more of a cinematic one. I actually had a lantern softbox, which was great for flooding the entire area, but also it made me look even older than I already am. And I tan. It made me look like I'd never tan. So that had to go.
and fam, Stevie has a case study coming out soon where he breaks down everything. He shows you behind the scenes. So stay tuned for that so that you can have more details about what makes him look like so good, the light, the background, and everything coming up. So yes, Fuljens.
Yeah, we just want to get some these address some of these questions. Joel Bennett is asking, did any of your WWE experiences prepare and translate to your channels? What could we learn from?
Oh yeah. I mean, wrestling has been it's been a tough teacher at times, but wrestling has been great. I'm naturally an introvert, and people were like, "How can you possibly be an introvert?" Well, I'm making pretend I'm somebody else. I'm going out there. It's a whole thing. It sounds like I'm insane, but well, if you watch some of my matches, obviously you guys can comment that I probably am. But at the same time, it taught me to not be as afraid to take chances. It taught me to pretty much, it's all up to me. Being an independent contractor pretty much all my life since I was 19 years old and started wrestling. And then the content creation is basically being an independent contractor. You wake up every morning, your success or failure is totally up to you. You can't blame the boss, you can't blame the employees, you can't blame the standard operating procedures of the company or anything like that. You can only blame yourself. And if you're not doing well, you could very well literally starve, just like wrestling. So you got to make it work. Also, you get a little bit thicker of a skin. Obviously, in wrestling, especially, and even on the fitness, it can be very polarizing. There's people that will just say mean things to you or try to put you down and try to make you give up. It toughens you up. Now, the wrestling, as far as talking in front of a big crowd of people and performing and doing that kind of stuff under pressure, it really makes Zoom calls with a potential affiliate partner really easy. It's nothing compared to that. And you get to open up. And also, my whole thing in wrestling is exactly what I wanted to do in fitness and what I want to do with the Stevie Richards show and in general in my life. And that's to serve others. Obviously, in my wrestling career, I've made a lot of people look good. I've fostered a lot of people and helped people come along through developmental territories. And when I approach these companies to try to work with them and review products, and hopefully we can both make money with an affiliate relationship, I don't say, I'm this, I'm that. Do you know who I am? Blah, blah, blah. And it's true. And it's genuine for me. What can I do to help you? This is what I can do with my skill sets to help your brand bring more awareness. And that's kind of why when I reached out to Katie, and I'm maybe speaking a little bit far ahead, but I want to be more involved in the Ecamm community. I want to be more involved with helping out and with creating content and serving others. So that's kind of where, I get a lot of success with these brands and companies because I want to serve them in an honest way. I don't want to say I'm pushing something that's not a good product, but at the same time, it's easy when you like something like Ecamm and other products and you can evangelize it. It's a win-win. So that's really like wrestling is basically the number one thing I think people struggle with content creation is the fear of being in front of this camera, the fear of speaking to this, the fear that people are going to say that you suck. which I've gotten 31 years of that. So I'm really used to it. So, but that's what I mean. And you have to actually, I had a saying in wrestling, I'll show you, you'll see. It's a very spiteful catchphrase because it really is. You don't think I can do it. I'll show you, you'll see. You want to leave a hate comment saying I'm not going to be successful? I'll show you, you'll see. That's what I think each and every person in the chat or listening or watching should get over that fear in maybe a spiteful way. Whatever motivates you, use that to push yourself forward.
Very good. Someone goes, there you go, Dr. Stevie.
That was my TNA character, Dr. Stevie. Dr. Stevie. You know what? That abyss, 10 years of being his professional therapist, and he ended up tasing me in the middle of the ring.
Oh, wow.
To normal people, that sounds crazy, but to wrestling fans, like, yeah, so what's a big deal? I watch AEW every week. Right?
Exactly.
They tase each other on the opening spot.
Right, exactly. It's not a screwdriver or needle going through your mouth or something.
I actually had one of those stabbed in my knee one time. So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So, Fuljens, do we have any questions? We still have, oh my gosh, we have one trivia and we have some questions for Stevie, for, a game. So let's see. Let's check it out. The questions.
I'm sorry if I took up too much of the show talk.
Oh, no. Listen, this show went by very quickly. I just looked at the time and I'm like, what?
Definitely.
Yeah.
So there was a question a comment from Tatiana. Tatiana was saying, side note, a vivid childhood memory, the day my dad took me to see WWF wrestling in New York and Cyndi Lauper was there. And very nice. That's a great memory. And Tatiana's asking, right, does your twin have interests similar to yours, Stevie? I have brothers that are twins.
I'm going to answer the first question or the statement because that was the Cyndi Lauper where Roddy Piper, I believe, at the Garden hit Captain Lou over the head with the gold record and then body slammed her boyfriend. So I think I remember that. See, CTE hasn't kicked in yet.
No, you're great. Look at that memory, Stevie.
My twin is my twin sister. She's a fraternal twin. And yeah, we don't really have the same interest or anything. So it would have been cool to have an identical twin, but that might have made wrestling a bit more complicated if we both got into that. But yeah, I have a twin sister and we're obviously the same age, but don't really share the same interests. So, you know, but everybody has different interests. If they have twins there's twins that they're much, much different, even if they look alike. So,
yeah.
So Stevie Richards is not your real name?
No, Michael Manna is.
Wow. Okay.
Well, when I started wrestling, people believed in it. I was a bad guy in ECW, and there were people that would try to follow me home. There were people that slash my tires, break my windows in my car and stuff like that. And it was a very real thing to try to hide where people could find you. Now the wrestlers just give it away on social media. That's why I'm off social media.
Yeah. All right. So let's play this and that real quick, and then we go back to the comments, right? So let's play this and that with Stevie.
Yeah.
So okay. So Stevie, this and that, you're gonna have 60 seconds on the clock, and you just answer right away with the 60 seconds. So Fuljens, let me know when we go there.
Yeah, I'll put you on the screen here. And
some of my matches.
And just let me know when to pull the timer.
All right. Now.
Boom.
Okay, coffee or tea?
Tea.
Dogs or cats?
Cats.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
Netflix or YouTube?
YouTube.
Sweet or savory?
Sweet.
Face or heel?
Heel.
Nice.
Word association. I say adventure, you say
Home.
Dream?
Dream. Nightmare.
Success?
Failure.
Vacation?
Never.
Music?
80s love songs.
Ooh. Batman?
What was that?
Batman?
Batman?
Like Batman, yeah.
Best.
Okay. Promo?
Wrestling.
All right. Fuljens, number 3. That's it, right? You answered you. Okay, so we didn't go, okay. Nice.
Hey, you've watched me on Raw. I can hit my times, right, man?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
And then it's like, I know that's a good question. So Saeed is asking, what does face or heel mean?
Good guy, bad guy. Face is the baby face, and the bad guy is the heel. I prefer being a heel because it is so much easier. As you can see today, if you just go on social media and say, the sky's blue, you'll get 50,000 hate comments saying it's orange or red. And it's easier to be hated than loved today.
For real.
Very
And once
true.
again, my heel work, bad guy work in wrestling was also a way of serving others to help that good guy get over, meaning win or at least get noticed, and then giving the fans satisfaction when somebody finally got their hands on me and beat me up. So it's really coming from an attitude of serving others.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can wait to see what your involvement in Ecamm in 2025. Let's do this, right?
Yeah.
They may not want me. I don't know. Katie and the twins might just say, no, this guy's too much of a loose cannon. We don't need this.
Right.
We're on a pretty tight ship. This is good. This guy's, no, we don't need him.
The IWC starts coming to Ecamm.
Oh my God.
IWC?
The IWC starts
please.
coming into the Ecamm Live community.
Don't ruin it. Yeah, you're right. Maybe I should stay away.
Oh my gosh, Paul, we are on time. Are you okay with 10 more minutes? All right, so Fuljens, you have number 3, personal preferences.
Yeah, let's go back here. Let me know when to pull
All
a
right,
timer.
Stevie, get ready.
Personal preferences?
Yeah, so Fuljens is going to ask you a couple of questions now.
Sure.
All right. And all right, if you could travel anywhere right now, where would you go?
Nowhere.
What's one thing that always makes you laugh?
My cats.
What's one skill you wish you had?
Yeah, better at Ecamm Live.
What's your favorite wrestling storyline of all time?
Oh my goodness. Hogan and Andre.
Nice.
All right.
You did great.
Wow,
You did
35
great.
seconds to go. I gave extra time to the main event.
Yes, you did.
Awesome.
That was great. That was great. So fam, Stevie actually chose the trivia prize for you today. So, Fuljens, if you want to go to comments first and then we'll go to trivia, yes, let's see.
No, people were getting some awesome education here. Thank you for clarifying. I didn't know that either. Face or heel.
Okay, Paul said okay to go over. Okay,
for go
great.
over.
All right, real quick. All right.
Hank is thanking you for clocking JBL upside his head.
That's right up there with Hogan and Andre is telling people.
Exactly. The heel's always the nicest
Anna
to
has
meet
no
in
clue what
person,
you're talking about. She might have to watch the video. You might. I don't know, Anna. I'm sorry. I don't want to assume.
Well, I was reading. What did you say, Stevie?
I was saying, I don't know if you even know what they're talking about with the chair.
Oh, I don't. I do not. Yeah, Fuljens goes. He disappears for like 4 hours on Wednesdays and Mondays and Saturdays, I think, to watch all those things. I let him do his wrestling things.
That's very good. I haven't watched the full show in years. I watch the highlights on YouTube, and because I can predict everything already. It's been recycled so much.
Yeah.
It's a great place to be. I don't have to invest 3 hours tonight to watch it. I can just 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm there.
Forward.
And that's so crazy because
Don't
he's
tell the
over
people I
there.
do the shows with, please. Don't tell them that.
Yeah.
Keep it
Yeah.
It's recorded.
Ah.
All right, Fuljens, do we have any questions before we go to trivia?
We did have a few more questions coming in. Joel's asking, do you have a favorite match / favorite episode of your show? Is there a similarity?
You're talking about the Stevie Richards show. I believe my favorite episode in a way, even though it's the lowest viewed episode, was when I did the solo episode and I really broke down the basics of professional wrestling, talking about the entrance, those terms like babyface and heel, like the shine, meaning the good guy out wrestles the bad guy, the heat. I did this whole thing about the segments of a match and explaining it like it was a classroom. And it was just fulfilling to be able to explain to people so they can appreciate, or also maybe they wanted to be wrestlers and I kind of clued them into things that, guys, nobody told me for years. about these things. I learned everything the hard way. So that was probably my favorite episode, but it gets better each and every time because we can just improve the quality just a little bit and tweak this or tweak that. That's really exciting to me. So I'm hoping the next episode will be the best and my favorite. How's that?
There you
All
go. There
right.
you go.
Yes.
Awesome. And there was a question about, do you output via HDMI or USB-C? I think you mentioned that earlier was USB-C with your camera right
Yeah,
now.
the USB. I've never connected. Now, when I get the RODECaster Pro working or RODECaster Video, I'm sorry, I can still connect the A7 IV over USB-C with the UVC that's built into it, but I haven't tested HDMI. Now, let me ask you this question. One of the reasons I love Ecamm, and it may be, in my opinion, still better than the RODECaster Video, is because you can record in 4K. So when I bring it in to a 1080p timeline, I'm able to do different things with it for the show and even my YouTube videos. Is there any degradation on the HDMI, or does it depend on the cable, and or is USB-C just pretty much a better solution for transferring video?
That's a nice question.
we use HDMI with the Elgato Cam Link, so you will still need the actual capture card for it to connect to the Mac. So this is what we're getting here. You can see our picture quality. So I'm using a Sony camera. I have this is the Sony A7S II, and it's a Sigma 35 millimeter 1.8. So, and this is connected through HDMI with the Cam Link.
Well, you guys look and sound better than I do, so I gotta switch my setup. But I'm always going to say that. But that's great. I don't see much of a difference in
Right.
Zoom. In Zoom, sometimes that's why we do the ISO recording, because I get the fullest resolution that I could, and I can color grade or 4K footage onto a 1080p timeline without really having any artifacts or anything like that. That's why I like Ecamm for that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Rich Graham was asking, did you get to meet any of the Von Erichs?
Yeah, I actually I did a show in Oklahoma a few years ago, and I got to meet Kevin and his sons, and it made me feel really old because I grew up watching Kevin Von Erich, and then his sons said they grew up watching me, and I'm like, oh, man, you know what I mean? But Kevin was a very free spirit, very nice, kind. He just gave off an aura of a nice, kind man. And I wish I could he just looked happy and relaxed. And if you've ever been at a wrestling show and backstage, happy and relaxed is not the words. It's this all the time, you know? But Kevin was one of the nicest guys I met in recent history. Other, his brothers, they were gone by the time I got to the business.
Awesome.
And the dad on a side note, sorry. Jeez.
Awesome. Thank you for that. I think, Miss Hill, we're good with the questions.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The fam is just still talking about camera, but let's do the trivia right now. So let's do trivia. Stevie's gonna have to go back and answer. Actually, if you guys want to answer, check out. He has a case study coming out, and it's going to be right here in the Ecamm YouTube channel. And then you will be able to ask any questions there. And I'm pretty sure Stevie's going to be answering questions once it's posted.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Definitely. And if you have any other questions for this show and we're not live, feel free to leave them in the comment section, and we will definitely get back to your questions there as well. So let's get into the rules for the trivia.
Let's go. Oh my gosh, you're gonna have to read this. I'm like Stevie, like the the teleprompter is too small for me to read this.
I got to put on my Dollar Tree cheaters here and try to read them.
No, right?
There'll be
It's
3
trivia time.
questions in total. For each question, players with the correct answer will have their name added to a prize wheel. And how to answer? Type your answer in the YouTube live chat. Your answer must follow this format like Jeopardy. What is, who is, followed by your answer. And you have 30 seconds to submit your answer once the question is posted. And at the end of the game, we're going to put all the names on the prize wheel, and that will be entered into a random spin, and the name selected by the wheel will be our trivia winner. And as Paul is mentioning, do not answer the trivia question until Paul posts start. Answers after he posts stop will not be counted. Are you ready? Are you ready?
All right, I have
Let's-
my big the screen.
I
have
know
the
what
big
he's trying to
screen.
do, by the way, with the "Are you ready?"
I have the sound effects, but I can't find it. All right.
That's a good
Okay,
feeling.
wait, Stevie, you can do it.
Yeah, how's that? Can you hear that?
There you
Yeah,
go.
we heard it. What was it? Wait. Play
That
it
was
again,
the
Stevie.
man's entrance. It's not really PC to play that music anymore right now. So I'm
Oh.
All right. Let's go to the
Okay,
first
here's
one.
the trivia.
Boom.
Okay. At PodFest, content creators can book time to record their shows for free in this on-site studio built by Ecamm.
by the way, I'm an hour and a half from Orlando. I wish Katie asked me to go to PodFest.
Hey, show up.
Yeah.
I might.
Yeah. She'll be like, Stevie, let's record a podcast.
Uh-oh. What happened? I don't see Paul. Oh, there he goes. I see Paul's question saying start now.
Everybody follow Paul.
Yeah. There's a little there you go. Now they're coming in. Now they're coming in.
That's good, fam.
Well,
You listened.
since we're in a little delay, we could put up the answer, right? And the answer is, hold on, let's wait. I'm just gonna wait for the stop because I don't know what's going on right now.
Oh, the famous
Okay, they got it.
is
They
in
got it.
Yeah.
What is Unstuck Studios? What is Unstuck Studios happening this week at PodFest? All right.
Oh my gosh. I think it's so funny whenever I see Paul's stop. Stevie, Paul, our moderator, Maestro's dad, writes it in the comments and he goes, stop in the YouTube comments. So that's what I'm referring to.
It's just a little unhinged in there and he needs to control them.
Yes.
All right, so we're just adding these to the wheel.
All right, so let me see. While they add those, which is really short, let's see if I find a new.
Can you let Matt know what we're referring to in terms of the Unstuck Studios? Because Matt's saying, "What is?" I don't understand the answer.
Unstuck Studio is the studio that Ecamm is going to be building in PodFest. So you're going to be able to record for free. They have a whole studio, Unstuck Studio. So that's built by Ecamm, but it's Doc and Mary Lou's creators Unstuck show podcast. And if there's more info on that, Paul, you can let us know as well. But that is as far as I know about it.
All right, let's just making sure we have all the answers. One moment here.
So Unstuck Studio, for those of you who didn't know, Unstuck Studio by Ecamm is going to be set up at PodFest in Orlando. And it's a studio built by Ecamm where you can go and record your podcast for free. And you're going to have Doc in there and Mary Lou, who are the hosts of Creators Unstuck. And they're there to guide you through your recording process.
When's podcast or PodFest? I'm sorry. When's that running up until? What are the dates?
You know, that's a good question. I think it's 3 days, but I'm not sure
I think it's just
of
this
the
weekend, I believe.
Yeah.
So they're setting up this week for this weekend. That's pretty cool. Oh. I thought it was already going on. Because Katie said she had to go. I thought it had already started. Maybe I'll stop down there.
Yeah, that will be fun, and then you can see the studio.
That'll be cool.
Yeah.
All right. I think I have everyone here. Hold on a second. I think I lost the stream. All right, cool. Let's head on to the next trivia. Let's go. Podcasters use these sound-absorbing materials to reduce echo and improve audio quality when recording in a home studio.
I see Steve's face like, I know this answer.
They like to cheap out and buy them from Amazon. Then they don't necessarily do that.
There we go. You are You're so welcome, fam. It goes through Thursday through Saturday.
Oh, thank you.
16th,
Awesome.
17th.
Stop.
I don't see it yet.
Yeah, I'm still waiting to see it.
Oh.
There we go. Start.
Now it's the
I see the
start.
start, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, and then we might give some leeway to let me see here. All right. So let me just wait till the timer runs out on the replay here to pull up the answer. All right. What are acoustic panels? What are acoustic panels? Let's see here.
All right.
Let's see
Stuff
here.
that's there already.
All right, cool. So if you said sound absorbing panels, sound panels, you're good. You're good. Soundproofing foam, we'll take that also.
Rich Graham goes, what are sound absorbing foam panels attached to wooden frames with LED lights behind them? Like, take one. All right. So, yes. So let's see while Paul enters.
A little bit.
So Paul is entering that.
But Paul, we'll accept anything with sound, foam, and panels. We'll accept it. We'll accept it for the wheel. So we'll just give Paul some time to put that together. In the meantime, let's see if we had anything that
Stevie, do you have any like bloopers that you might want to share, like when you have been recording that wasn't funny at the time when it happened, but then afterwards you're like, you can laugh about it now?
Usually it involves a lot of swear words. Yeah. Where at the time I'm mad, and then my wife will come in and she says, when I get frustrated, she says, don't be Philly, because I'm from Philadelphia. That probably explains a lot with the swear words. I try not to do that.
Don't be Philly?
Don't be Philly. Stop being Philly. But it's definitely something that I don't do in with the show. I try to keep it very much a G or PG show, and even with the fitness channel. But I'll put in some bloopers, even if it's funny, with me cursing. I even slashed my leg on a sauna thing that came on a pallet. The metal strap got me. So there was a couple words that were spoken, and then I just showed my leg bleeding and everything. So,
oh my gosh,
what that I didn't think was, I mean, we did it on the ECW Unreleased Volume 3. Blue Meanie and myself, the BWO, took over the WWE Network on a parody. It was like a 15-minute thing on the extras on the DVD and Blu-ray. And they kept I just was talking as if the camera wasn't there. And we were talking about the DVD, and they're like, oh, it's going to be on sale for whatever. And I go, you can just go to Kick-Ass Torrents and download it. And they kept it in the extras.
Oh, shoot.
I don't know why.
That's awesome.
That guy got past standards and practices in Titan Tower. So that would probably be the funniest one that people can go and see that, that was no way I ever thought that was going to make it in there. And it made it.
Did.
Yeah, I mean, well, you're producing these things, and we're shooting skits in the Titan Towers and trying to find the head of the WWE Network. And we actually shut the network down. I hit a button and it went all bar and tone. But it got to a point because the day was so long and we had to reshoot the same thing with a different camera and blah, 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 where you just start getting silly and just saying things like, it'll never make it, whatever. Nah, come down and fight here or whatever. Next thing you know, and you're like, oh God, here he comes, coming down to fight me. So yeah, I think my whole wrestling career is filled with tons of bloopers that I might look back on and say, oh, those are bloopers.
They made it.
True.
They made it in the video.
I would say my entire career was one big blooper.
All right, Fuljens, are we good?
Yeah, we're good. Here is the final trivia. Many podcast directories pull episodes directly from this kind of syndication feed.
You know what's funny about this is this will show who the young people are and who the people that are familiar with this, because it used to be a man, a process, and it would break like once a month. I don't know if you guys are in that era when you used to podcast or do other things. We'll see. Maybe I'm giving people a clue. It's literally it's like a one-step process where it used to be like 10 back in the day.
Ooh, a lot of the peeps are getting it.
Very nice. And while they're answering that, we had a question from Hank Russell. Hank is asking you, Stevie, how is your recovery going? How is your legs recovering these days?
Oh, well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Coming up on the 2-year anniversary at the end of January, it's nothing short of a miracle. There's people that like when I'm saying I could not walk and my spine was being eaten away, I'm not exaggerating. You know, wrestlers tend to exaggerate. I'm not exaggerating this. And it was probably the hardest thing that I ever had to go through out of every injury, every illness that I ever had. And it's a miracle. There's people who are even 2 years down the road that still aren't walking, that still have a walker, a cane, or a wheelchair. And I can't use, like, people can say fortunate or lucky. The only word that's strong enough to describe it to me is blessed. Because even back when I was in ECW, when the guardrail got dropped in my neck and I couldn't feel my legs and my arms for an hour, and I wrestled 7 months with a broken neck that got even worse, and then the voice thing, and I was able to come back and have a career after that. Some people think even more of a career after that and have a better perspective. It's just, I got 2 miracles in my life, you know? Some people don't even get one. So it's crazy, but thank you very much. And actually I'm working with the chair I'm sitting in, Anthros chair. They actually help get wheelchairs to children in Guatemala. And they're coming up to National Disability Month in March, and I'm going to be helping them promote that and hopefully get a lot of kids down there and people in general some wheelchairs. So I just try to pay it forward and just take the blessing that I have, and hopefully other people can be inspired by that. So thank you very much.
Amazing.
Oh, wow,
Thank
the
you.
blessings, yeah.
Thank you. All right.
We gotta do something fun and funny now. I didn't want to end
The artists, we're here with the
No
with
worries.
the questions.
We're about to spin the wheel. We're about to spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel right now.
Are you gonna make the wheel sound effects?
Can't wait forever, everybody. There we go.
Here we go. Let's go to the wheel. All right, so let's spin the first spin and see who we. Wait, first of all, we didn't say what the prize was, right? Hold on a second here.
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. All right,
has
cool.
chosen.
Yeah, I guess we'll say it afterwards. Let's pick all the winners while we're here.
All right, let's go.
Do this. All right, so here is the first spin.
Stevie, you need to make the sound.
I'll just go with this. There we go.
Rich Graham. Rich Graham.
Right.
While Rich Graham is in the comments saying, "What's the prize?"
Right,
You're about to find out because you're a winner. All right.
Wow.
And
It still looks like the rig trivia for 400.
right, exactly.
Oh,
Right.
Saeed. The winner.
Sorry, Saeed. All right.
Oh shoot.
Next one. And Paul saying that the prize should be pinned in the lower left corner. We got some live shopping going on right here. All right, let's do the spin. Wait a minute. No.
You should have taken out Rich.
Yeah,
You should've taken out Rich.
remove all instances. All right.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
Wow, this is
nope.
rigged.
Redo. This is a do-over. All right, we do over. There you go.
Wow.
Joel Bennett. All right. Hold on. Let me see, because I think Joel's name is there twice differently. So I have to just remove that. All right. And
I'm
let's
gonna date
go.
myself on this spin. Like if you spin, I'll do it this time.
Okay, go for
I'm
it.
53 when I do this.
You do it, you do it.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Come on, no whammies. There.
All
Wait, so does that mean now it's rigged? Or
Again,
Saeed,
Oh,
Saeed,
shoot.
but you're gonna
I
get.
never thought there'd be a day where I would find something more predetermined than pro wrestling, but it seems trivia contest is. Yeah.
But you know what?
Oh,
I think
man.
Saeed has the prize. So he's gonna have two now. Let's
Oh,
show them
yeah.
what the prize is.
Yeah, let's show what the prize is. You all win the Ecamm Fam Travel Mug. Lovely. And we're picking merch items that are good for the cold, and this is good for hot and cold. Actually, yeah, good for hot and cold. Keeping your hot stuff from getting cold. There you go. In the
Yeah,
winter.
and this is a great segue, Ecamm fam, because DJ Red on Beat, ROB, is going to be building blocks this Wednesday. He's going to be showing us behind the scenes in his studio, and he's going to show us a sneak peek of where he recorded the Ecamm Fam Jam. So stay tuned. This is this Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Notifications on. Fuljens.
Yeah. We have Doc Rock here, second time watching ENN from the plane. Doc is on his way to Podfest.
We just talked about you, Doc.
Doc says, "What's up,
Oh.
Stevie?"
What's up, man? I haven't talked to him since I was in his chat. Like probably a couple of years ago, I offered to send him one of my resistance band programs for my fitness, on my fitness business. Then he ghosted me, so that's good. Good to see you again, Doc. Not calling you out or anything, but that's okay.
Oh man.
So fam, this has been great. Again, if you have any questions and you're catching the replay, feel free to write it in the comments. If you have any questions about Stevie's setup, stay tuned for the case study that's going to come out, and you'll be able to check out all of his equipment and how he has it set up. Stevie, anything that you would like to say before closing?
Yeah, don't buy an Apple Studio display without the Visa mount. You'll pay for it later if you don't do it, or just don't buy the Apple Studio display to begin with. Buy something else. But in all seriousness, I want to thank the two of you, Ecamm, Katie, everybody, for being so great to me over the years of using Ecamm Live, and especially coming on to the show here tonight. It's been a lot of fun. I usually don't stay up past 6:30, but I do believe that, you know, doing this kind of stuff and sharing my journey with people and hopefully inspiring and motivating people to overcome any kind of fears or doubts or anything like that. Just do it. Just please create something, do something. The tools are there. It's never been easier. It's never been more fun. And you have a community that can interact with you. I got a question to answer tonight, which was a huge question for weeks. So now my content creation is going to be even better based on the fact the community helped me. So the community is here to help you. I'm here to help you. Hopefully I can contribute more in the future. And once again, thank you for having me on the show.
Yes, our pleasure. You're so welcome. And fam, thank
Absolutely.
you so much for being here with us as always. And Dak is saying, what's up? And that he's down 20 pounds.
Oh man.
Let's go. That is a lot of work. That's a lot
Yes.
of work.
He
Good job
doesn't
for
need
you.
me then. I ask him for advice.
So, all right, fam. So you know how to claim your prizes is email marketing@ecamm.com and say that what you want here on ENN. Paul, thank you so much for everything, fam. Thank you so much for being here. Stevie, you're awesome. Thank you for all your insights. Fuljens.
Yes, thank you all. And again, we'll see you this Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern with Building Blocks, DJ Rob behind the scenes.
Yes. Bye-bye, everybody. Good night. Have a great
Peace.
week.